They're too big. Employees, working day, no codes there. Turn on the whale. I have no desire to make this poor animal suffer any longer. Anton. Gut bacteria keeps going after death, causing buildup of methane inside a vegetable root. Oh, I suppose that happens with people as well, does it not? This thing was found in the belly of catch number 184 when we were processing. I've seen plenty of weird things, but none of these must have consumed in deep. Is 184 the... That might be the code? Let's try 184. Wait, isn't there a number written on him? $8M1? Eh? $1M8? His eye is gone. Maybe I can get that eye when I kill him. Let's focus up. Yeah, whales are too big. Too big. Huh? Where did his eye go? Bleh! I can get it. Yeah. Okay. We did the whale thing. I still don't know what the number is, but I'm not really that fussed. If it was that important, it would tell us.
Does he know by now?
Ram?
Factory management in our times, except on a book covering the approaches and personalities behind Dunwall's dominant whaling houses. Seemingly willing to risk any individual secrets he possesses, Bundry Rothwild has granted none other than infamous Anton Sokolov liberal access to the Rothschild slaughterhouse. Sokolov is, of course, well known on several fronts. As royal physician, he served late Empress Jasmine Kaldwin. The man, originally Tyvian, is a fixture in art. Was a fixture in the art as well, and his portraits are all the rage among the aristocracy. But Sokolov is interested in Rothwild because of his work as an inventor, and because of his associated roles as head of the Academy of Natural Philosophy. No doubt, Bundry Rothwild believes that if Sokolov spends enough time in the guts of factories, the brilliant man will continually make invaluable adjustments to the machinery there. Who knows what industrial improvements Rothwild will enjoy since Sokolov began haunting the slaughterhouse, and since Rothwild process involves keeping the whales alive for sometimes days, meaning the extraction of more oil from the beast. Sokolov is keenly interested in visiting so that it may perform obscure vivisection experiments. In very few places would this be possible, so the benefit to both men is obvious. It is obvious, but I had to read all that about it. For those who have the pleasure of touring Rothwell's facilities, a number of lessons can be taken away. The man runs a tight ship, as it were, with the lowliest workers scantly ever complaining about role in scheme of things. The men and women give the most memorable manual. The men and women given the most menial labor and issued a special cards key to mechanical locks granting access to the slaughterhouse. There is no other way in or out, and to lose the time card is to lose one's job. Yep, that's the puzzle we faced at the beginning. Lording their position over the others at the top of the hierarchy are the butchers. These men wield cutting saws developed by Rothwell's top mechanists, working out the plans. After hearing mere utterances made by Sokolov as he commented sourly on the lesser devices used in previous years. The butchers enjoy a special relationship with Mr. Rothwell because, according to the company gossip, many of them were with him in years past when he ran a whaling crew that was notorious across the empire. The pressure valves leading directly from a slaughterhouse to the Grease refinery of marvel of engineering, allowing raw oil to travel in record time straight to the plant where it is processed. As a note of interest, I dare say, even humor, the local fishermen claim that the waters outside Rothwell's slaughterhouse produce the largest, tastiest hagfish. This is likely due to the gut sewer leading from beneath the whales. But it could be an escape route. Delivering the organs and offal dark water of Renhaven beyond the slaughterhouse.
No, this is about the workers. This is about fair pay and safe conditions.
Don't bother. You're not the first of his moles, I think. That might be worth checking out.
Hmm? How did he see me?
Stop playing and come out at once.
You? Well, Dowd, what do you want with me?
I'm not here for you. I'm here to learn about a ship called the Delilah.
Did the Lord Regent send you? That old fool, Hiram Burrows. I know all about the Delilah. All of it. And I can give you exactly what you want.
Please do.
Not so fast.
Oh,
I
of
need
course
something
you
from you
do.
in exchange.
That's what I thought. What?
We're both professionals, Mr. Dowd. I was hired to get these gutless workers striking, which I did very nicely. And then destroy the slaughterhouse itself. That's where I got caught. And that's where I need your help.
How?
How?
The whale oil in those tanks out there is enough to destroy this entire place. The important industrial bits, especially. Just open all the valves at once to let the oil start flowing. The pressure will go out of control, and boom.
What about the people inside?
Growing a conscience? The factory workers are already out. My boss will hire them on, in better conditions than they'd ever see here. Not the butchers, though. They can die screaming for all I care.
Don't try and con me.
Wouldn't dream of it. Here's the key. Don't get caught. You take care of the slaughterhouse, and I'll tell you everything I know about the Delilah.
You know, I could put you in Rothwild's interrogation chair myself. Why should I bargain with you?
Because it's a long and messy solution. And I'm gambling you're not the kind of man who likes that. Make a deal with me, and I can tell you what you want, and pay you for your trouble.
I'll consider it.
It's interesting she goes from being held captive
The
by
Empress should have hired you
Rothwild,
to protect her. We'd be living in a different world
then
now.
instantly saying, "Oh, actually, I need a favor." 5 inches. Okay. We have to open the valves. Makes sense why I saw a valve a second ago. I hear a thing. Bundry Rothwild, the opportunist. Young Rothwild was never considered for any of the killings, In all cases, the courts ruled that he acted in self-defense or in the defense of his property. Not that his property was substantial, the Rothwilds were not a family of means and depended heavily on charity of the Abbey of the Everyman. Senior Rothwild went down in the whaling ship, the Huntress, when Bundry was only 10 years old. His mother Ruth was lost the following year to an industrial accident in the bottle-making factory where she worked. Rothwild became a sole guardian for his younger brother and managed to support them both by hanging around the harbour, doing odd jobs for workers who had known his father on the Huntress. By then, Bundry Rothwild was already familiar to the club and the knife, no stranger to odd occurrences. Things went from bad to worse when Rothwild, when on his 13th birthday, younger sibling was taken by the overseers. Allegedly, the boy failed successive trials and did not return home. Oh, the overseer trials, yeah. Rothwild was lacked funds paid for the investigator. No secret hint of his brother's fate have ever been learned. The latest tragedy before Bundry Rothwild instilled in him a view that the world itself was malevolent and hungry for life, especially insolent life. After the time of Black Morning, he approached the whaling ship and began learning a trade from the crew. Rothwild took to whaling as a great success. At sea, he hunted the beasts with a single-minded purpose and would take extraordinary risks in locating and harpooning his prey. Among those men he could not beat senseless, he outwitted in short order, and petitioned the maritime barrister Arnold Timsch to grant young Rothwild a whaling license, paying the magnificent fees himself rather than relying on sponsor funds. The rapid ascent of Bundry Rothwild has begun. I think I remember reading about Rothwild in the first game. This is like Rothwild and whaling brought together. I think there was a valve down here. Yeah. Okay. Give me one key, but apparently that fits every single lock. Valve wrenches on another. What? I have to do. Okay. Do I have to turn the key? Hold. One in there, but I don't think I can get. Oh, I can. Is this gonna initiate people to... Yeah, he's new. Pinky promise. here. One more. They killed one of them. There we go. Let's go. Yeah, I don't want him to count as a kill, though. Oh, I've got to get Abigail, I forgot. Good bird. Saving. He's in the office.
You were trying to be quiet. You really chopped it up.
Yeah, he's seen me. He might have a point. Let's maybe kill these guys. He got absolutely ruined. Actually, no. I keep forgetting about the death count. Where is this office again? Up here? No, this is the first room, isn't it?
If I get a chance, you better look her.
Nah. Okay. No, this is the wrong way. Like this way. Pretty sure she's up here. Yeah.
Dad, I'm afraid Mr. Rothwild's no longer with us.
She killed him.
Son, time is short. Now, about the Delilah.
You're sailing in murky waters, assassin. Now, they say that ship was sold to Rothwild cheap by one of his business partners, a barrister, Arnold Timch. They
Timch.
plan to sell a portion of the whale oil in the black market, instead of giving it to the Lord Regent. Treason. Would that be why you're here?
My reasons are my own. The black market doesn't concern me.
Interesting. Because that's only half the story. Arnold Timch sold that ship to Rothwild because he was afraid of its namesake. Timch fell in love with a painter named Delilah. It was a scandal of the season. That shrunken old lecher acting like a greedy schoolboy over a nobody. A former servant girl from Dunwall Tower.
Let me guess. It didn't end well.
It never does. But there's a mystery to this one. Something happened that frightened him very much. He dropped her overnight and sold the ship for a quarter of what it's worth. And Barrister Timch is not a man who scares easily. If you want to know more, you'll have to ask him yourself.
Timch is the next
But I
target.
very much doubt he'll tell you.
Okay, so we're done here. I'll meet you outside.
Yeah, it's as easy as that, isn't it? Just follow her, I guess. Nope, you're not going anywhere, are you? I dislike this alarm. I get back. That guy's still there. Walker. Of course, they put some guys in my way. Boom. There you go.
Run! It's the witch's curse!
Warning. Back pressure in the pipes is well past safe
We
level.
should have paid!
All employees must leave the
Billy
grounds
Lurk?
immediately.
I doth not know who that is. Oh, Granny's pot.